Alright everybody, we're back right where we were before. Small size, multi-generational, flight, metamorphosis, wide variety of food choices, and wide variety of habitat resources are what make our insects so successful. And so, that's a big part of what we see here. Now there's all kinds of stuff here, but basically I'll just talk to you about what I see on this section here. Now the small size is a big deal. It's very difficult sometimes to find these guys. They're always burrowing in a cabinet or in your appliances or anything like that, which makes it so difficult to actually find them and see them, to get rid of them. The multi-generational part of it, there's just tons and tons and tons of them that get reproduced so quickly you can't stop them. Metamorphosis is a great way to protect yourself, having different stages of life all designed to do different things. Now from there, we get into that insect metamorphosis. So we have these different types here. It says complete metamorphosis is the egg, larva, pupa, adult stages of life. And so your larval stages, you start out pretty small and then you get larger. And then you turn into a pupa. And your pupa kind of is like a cocoon type thing. And then finally it turns to an adult. And then that adult has eggs. And then those eggs change into larvae. And then the cycle continues over and over and over again. And this happens pretty darn quickly too. So that's a big part of it. Beetles, butterflies, and flies all go through, right here, your complete metamorphosis. You ever seen maggots before? They are the larval stages of flies. And they look completely different from the fly. They can't fly yet, and it's very interesting. Butterflies are the best example of this. They have such clear distinctions between them. You have the eggs, then you have the larva stage or the caterpillar, then you have the cocoon stage or the pupa, and then finally the adult butterfly. That looks way different from any of the other stages. Now, incomplete metamorphosis, in contrast, goes from egg to nymph, which is a smaller version of the animal, into the adult. And so it doesn't really have that big of a metamorphosis. Start with our egg, then you go tiny, a little bigger than that, a little bigger than that, a little bigger than that, and then finally full-grown adult with some more distinct features, but it's basically just like growing up with a normal, animal. It's not that big of a deal. It says examples being grasshoppers and true bugs. Now, going over here, as we just mentioned, insects undergo a change from the immature to the adult stage, a complete phenomenon called metamorphosis. Metamorphosis can either be complete or incomplete. We talked about that there. Let's just read more about incomplete. It says, for incomplete metamorphosis, mature insects, nymphs, and adults look very similar. Immature insects, my bad. They eat and live in the same areas. For example, both are predatory or both are herbivores. These type of insects start as eggs and after hatching develop through various nymph stages until they reach adulthood. As nymphs move from one stage to the next, they shed their old exoskeletons and grow new ones. And so that's basically your incomplete metamorphosis, more summed up. I just wanted to go over that a little bit more with you guys because we don't actually talk about incomplete very much, and that's just something I wanted to hit on a little bit more. Now from here, like we talked about before, insects literally eat anything. So some insects are carnivores, they'll eat animal matter. Some insects are herbivores, they'll eat plant matter. Some are omnivores, and they'll eat all of that. Detrivores, they eat organic matter, which is like wood and things like that, and they break it down. Think about your termites in that sense. And then saphosaurs, which are basically, they help out with breaking down things, which is very similar to your detrivores, but it's a little bit different. And insects have a wide variety of things they can eat. They can eat decaying matter, other insects, and even you, when you talk about mosquitoes, We talked about the different types here. We talked about that. Now, the rest of this here is actually something I'm going to have you do for your assignment. I'm going to show you different insects or not, and I'm going to ask you whether they are or not. So let's play this game one time so you can see what we're doing here. Now we have a ladybug here. Is this an insect? Yes, it is. Insects, like, it is a beetle. Now from here we have this right here. 1, 2, 3. This scorpion looks like it has 3 legs. Is it an insect though? Let's look down at the queue, see if I can just get one down. No, a scorpion is not an insect, however. It's got those giant claws. So that'd be like another pair of legs. From there, we have the caterpillar. Caterpillar is an insect. Then that's definitely a spider. That's not an insect. So I'm going to say no to that. I can't even tell what this is. Okay, and then from here, 1, 2, 3, that's a beetle, and I believe that is, yes, an insect. Let's find out. Oh, yes, that's a magnolia scale. And of course, a spider, so no, it's not an insect. So you're going to be answering that for me. I'm going to show you some different pictures, or I'm going to ask you about different animals. You look them up, and then you tell me, is that an insect, yes or no? And that's going to be a fun time for the assignment. So, thank you very much for listening. Hope you guys do well on your assignment. See you later. Goodbye.